Welcome back, everyone, to Crusader Kings 3 as we continue down the line of Stewart kings. It is June of 1059. I am now the king of a mostly united Scotland. We've got just one little piece of territory here that the Irish control. We're going to deal with that as soon as we get an opportunity. Although Ireland's pretty strong in its own right. And we also have a few territories down here in France that are a part of our realm. And eventually, I think once we find a way to subdue Britain and Ireland, we might turn our attention to the continent. But for now, this is where we are. We are led by King Christopher of Scotland, 47 years old. I do have one son and two daughters. I have a sister who is the Queen of Leon. She has two children, one who's a duke and one who is heir to the throne of Leon, though it won't be a part of the Stewart Dynasty. So let's see what unfolds in this episode. If you have not seen the series up to this point, there is a link in the description that will take you back all the way to the beginning. Heading to our royal court, and we have a few decisions we can make here. Greetings, my serene king. Bring up your daughter Adele. You see, I speak Brythonic, a language I believe would be most useful for her to learn. It'll cost me 90 gold and 64 stress to do that. We'll say do your best. We'll spend 20 gold on it. So she's stressed out, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. We do have one more thing here. Pageantry of court continues day after day from dawn to dusk. Adele extemporizes on my greatness. Alright. What do they want me to do? I have been overwhelmed by stress. That's not ideal. Mental break. I'm going to get irritable, but that'll cause me to lose some of my stress. So I guess I'll worry about that later. Let's hold court. Here, petitioners. Alright, send the first one in. Improve taxation. Send surveyors to question your subjects about every property. It was a common thing that happened back in the day. It'll cost me a lot of gold to do it. We've been blessed. We're going to spend 250 piety. I don't think we can increase the control level. I'd rather gain the piety and the dread. Because if I can get my piety up to Paragon of Virtue, I can declare a holy war on Ireland and try to take that throne. So anything I can do to drive up my piety right now, I'm going to do. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at our decisions and see if we're able to do... I don't think we can do a... No, it doesn't look like we can. A pilgrimage. We are at activity already, so there we go. Now we can go on a pilgrimage. We've got 109 or 106 gold. We need 190 to go on the longest journey. Oh, 332 to go to Jerusalem. Dang, that'd put me severely in debt. Wait a second. Can I ask the Pope for gold? No, we'll spend 250 piety to do it. That's kind of a wash. All right, we'll go to the Vatican. We have a bunch of prisoners we can ransom. That would have actually helped me to handle things. That would have made the gold that I needed to make this happen. Oh well. All right, we managed 625 piety. Where does that put us? We're almost at Paragon of Virtue, so that just about got us there. Survey completed. What is that going to mean for our finances? Our finances are doing quite well, actually. We're gaining about 12 gold per month. I don't think there's anything else. We do have the too many held duchies thing that we've got to deal with at some point. Time to marry my daughter off to Prince Hamelin of Lotharingia. We call that Lorraine in English. And that's actually, he's the heir to the Duchy of Lower Lorraine. And I believe this is a matrilineal marriage. So through him, then, the Duchy of Lower Lorraine would actually come into the Stewart family. It would be a part of our house moving forward, which will be really helpful when we do start looking to the continent. Here's the kingdom of Lotharingia. And so within that then would be the duchy. They got a lot of kids in that family. My goodness. Okay, let's take a look and see. We are almost at Paragon of Virtue. We could actually create a new Christian faith if we wanted to. My daughter has come of age. Have we betrothed her? Let's take a look real quick. We have not. Well, that's... oh, the King of England is looking for a wife. Interesting. I don't... yeah, we're not going to be able to make a matrilineal one. I don't know. Does he have... I'm sure he already has children. He's 43. He does not have children. I could marry my daughter off to the King of England. That would make my grandson, my potential grandson, the king. Very cool. Assuming that England has that kind of an inheritance. All right. Let's do it. Alliance formed with the King of England. Fantastic. Not fantastic is the fact that literally 2 seconds after... oh, that was a really quick war. That was the quickest war ever. Like, no sooner had I made that alliance than I got called to a war. And then the war ended. So there's our piety, Paragon of Virtue. Let's take a look real quick now at the wars that are available for us to declare. We could actually declare on the King of France. What's our claim there? It's just the county of Chalon. We could win that one easily, though. High King of Ireland. That would get me Lynn Lithgow, sure. But man, look at the numbers we're talking about here. 24,000 on my side, 15,000 on his side. That would be a huge fight. Who else can we go to war with? We could go to war with Meath for the Kingdom of Ireland. Only 2,700 there. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. I think we're definitely going to have to call allies to this one. We've got a ton of prestige, so there's absolutely no reason not to call our allies into this one. Especially the King of England. We'll call the Queen of Lotharingia as well. I think that'll be more than enough to get this done. Let's raise our army here. Thank you, King of England. We'll start by taking the territory that's closest to home. We actually caught up with a force that he was starting to raise there in Lithgow, so we're going to get a battle right off the bat and be able to neutralize a nice portion of the Irish army. Let's see how many we actually killed in this one. So we killed 1,200 of them at a loss of 153 men. Could not ask for better as far as a start goes. And let's look at the overall numbers right now. Yeah, we've got 21,000 soldiers already called into this fight against 3,500 on his side. I could have done this without them. Oh no! What happened to my daughter, Adele? 23 years old, she died. She died in childbirth. Oh, is she the one that I just... No, she's the one that was married to the prince in Lotharingia. And it does not appear that she had the child. Oh, well, I mean, that happens. That's a unfortunate reminder of the realities of such things in that time. All right, we won that one, and we won it quickly. Dude, put some clothes on. My goodness. Why are we even able to see this? Oh my gosh. Nudists all around. Okay, we won that war. My goodness, put some clothes on. So the Mormaer of Lanarkshire was actually part of that rebellion, or part of that fight against me, so we're going to revoke his title, which we will grant to someone else. We'll go ahead and ransom these others. And then we definitely need to give some titles away. Dublin, Lanarkshire is the one that we just gathered. Now let's go ahead and give it back to someone else. Who can we grant it to? Prince Christopher, my son. Not a bad idea. And maybe we can give him a duchy title with it. He's no longer my antiquarian. Not a big deal, really. Alright. What else can we grant to him? I need to give him one of these duchy titles. Galloway? Yeah, let's give him all of that. Now we'll need to fill our marshal position. We have the ability to found a holy order in Arran. We could actually change the headquarters of where that is, but I think that probably works. 500 gold, 1,000 piety to make it happen. Ah, nice. We founded the Knights Hospitaller. A bunch of things happening right now. Another empty council position. We got a lot of other wars we could be declaring. The High King of Ireland. I would like to get this territory, but now's probably not the time to do it when we look at the strength of his army. We've got alliances we can negotiate. Yeah, let's negotiate with my son. That's a good idea. Alright, so I'm looking at things here and I'm a little concerned. My sister Eleonora was the Queen of Leon. She's not anymore. Oh, it's because her husband must have died. Her son, my nephew, is now King of Leon. My other nephew, Duke Vela of Cantabria, has died. Let's see. His head was ripped off by Gustav Hafredson and Fleming at the age of 32. Wow. Not cool. Not cool at all. So has that title then passed to his son? Wow, my goodness. That's harsh. So my nephew's King of Leon. Here's my son. Here are my grandchildren. My grandson, Christopher's actually 12 now. Heir to the Duchy of Galloway. We've also got over here a cousin who's a part of the family. And then over here is the rest of the house right now. That's about it. Queen Helen was a distant cousin of mine. And that's the Kingdom of Leon. So we've got deep ties to Leon going back pretty far. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grant the Duchy of the Isles to my son as well. That way when I die, I'll just re-inherit those things and I can redistribute them as I wish. I can kind of keep them close in the family. And now I've gotten rid of that penalty for having too many duchies. Orleans, I could launch a holy war for that kingdom. I feel like that would probably be too much to do that. But it would be nice to have. Holy war for the duchy. How about that? Let's do it. Alright, so we're going to need to raise our army here. I believe we should have enough on our own to win this one. I don't think they have any allies of any note. So let's just go ahead and move on Orleans. This will be a pretty quick war, I would imagine. Just a matter of winning the siege. House of Islam was under grave threat from the onslaught of the heathens and infidels in the very heartlands. Muslim aggression. St. George, protect us. Alright, that was not enough to get this done, so we're going to have to do a bit more. His army's kind of marauding around, going after some of my territories, so we need to go and actually defeat the enemy army. Which won't be an issue. Looks like we captured the person we need to in order to win this thing. So there we go. We have added some significant land to our holdings on the continent. We are above the domain limit, though, so we're going to have to pass some of this along. Not a huge deal. Let's grant it to somebody in my family. if I can. While I'm looking through my family tree, figuring out who to give some of those titles to, I notice that my daughter, only 20 years old, has been imprisoned by the Earl of Cambridgeshire. That is not going to go. What can we do about it? We could request excommunication. Let's do it. Get the Pope to excommunicate this guy. I am most disturbed by these tales you tell of Earl Adric's mixed deeds. It pains me to do so, but I agree that for the good of the Catholic faith, he must be excommunicated. Take that, dude. Take that and like it. Let's go ahead and disband our army. We're going to have to still deal with him at some point, but that's a good start. That'll maybe get somebody to go after him. Oh, we've got the ability to create the Duchy of Orleans. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll be another duchy we have to give out to somebody. We also will have the ability... we don't have enough gold to create the title of the Isles, but we will do that at some point too. So now we've not only got some county titles to give out, but another duchy as well. Well, apparently my wife has become an Adamite, which is this this sect of Christianity that believes in being nudist, I guess. So we're not going to look at the wife too much anymore. Okay. Back to the Dynasty tree. Looking for people within my family that I can... there's my cousin, Count the Impaler. All right. Let's give up some titles here. We're going to give up the Petty Kingdom of Orleans, as well as a couple of these counties. So he's a vassal. He's a member of my house. So it's all as it should be. All right, we're going to go ahead and request a divorce from the king, since there's or from the Pope, since there's a problem with the differing faiths here. So he's decided to grant my request to divorce my wife, Kraka. Thankfully, the Pope is pretty much doing as I wish with these things. Who can we marry? Princess of Bavaria. Does she actually hold any titles? She has claims on the Kingdom of Bavaria. All right, let's do it. I did see there were some inheritable traits there, but well, hey, those are kind of secondary here. She does have a child, and her brother is the king of Bavaria right now. I've got quite a few more men-at-arms regiments that I can create. Well, not quite a few more, but 2 more. What do we currently have? We have light footmen, armored footmen, light horsemen. So we don't have any bowmen. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's get some onagers going on. And then we'll go ahead and increase the size of those a little bit. We don't have a lot of money at the moment, so I'll have to save up a little bit before we invest too much more. And I have a son with my new wife. What shall we name this new son? Michael. That's a good kind of more German sounding name, even though I know it's not German. Just looking around to see what's available here. So does my new child have any inheritance coming his way? Petty Kingdom of Lothian will come his way. That's about it, which is fine. That's a good start, but he'll probably have some claims to some other things as well. Ah, boy, I was afraid of this. As I slid between the sheets to join Biltrude, I was horrified to find oozing blisters on her most private parts. Did I do this to her? No, because we know she's got the trait lustful, so we should not have been surprised. I'm a little concerned, though, that the child isn't mine when we start dealing with that. I cannot share your bed like this. Time to hold court once again. Let's hear the petitioners. Gesture the first in line to approach. My vassal Baron Fothad approaches the throne with a young man in tow. He wants to serve as one of my knights. Okay, you may attend me. Alright, dang. He's not above the law. And this guy says, the end is nigh. Salvation must be achieved through every means. I'm a recluse now, but that's okay. I gained some points there. My business here is done. Let's take a look and see where things are at now. I'm 56 years old. My son Christopher is 35. My grandson is 17. We don't really have the ability to control his marriage at the moment. What's he doing? He's just chilling right there. Okay. Okay, so we're going to send our Archbishop to convert the faith in Dublin. They're Adamites right now, so we don't want to see that continue. Let's start working on it. Okay, so for 250 prestige, we can press a claim for my son Prince Christopher and just slowly start gobbling up more and more of Ireland this way. We're going to have to go ahead and place a rally point here to raise our army. And I think this is another one of those ones we can handle pretty well on our own without having to get any additional help. Orkney's under siege. Okay, not too worried about that. There we go. Nice and simple. Couple of things happened there. I seized an artifact. I also have an available Dynasty legacy. Hostile scheme chance? No. Convergent blood? No. Language scholars? That might come in handy as we grow. Desirable match marriage acceptance plus 30%. We haven't had too much trouble with that though. I just don't feel like any of these are things that I'm too concerned about at the moment. We'll go with warfare. So the title, the land we actually grabbed was from this guy, but the actual land was up here, which has now become a part of my son's territory. So it hasn't really gained me anything in Ireland. We have another available learning lifestyle perk. Convert faith progress speed. That's actually helpful because we're doing that right now. Let's back up for just a second and take a look at the world as it exists right now. You can see Aquitaine and Burgundy, pretty powerful, as well as Lotharingia, Bavaria, quite powerful, and we've got an alliance there. The papacy controls most of the Italian peninsula. Italy is actually a kingdom up here in the north. Then we've got the Salamids here, so we actually have at least some of an incursion by a sultanate into Europe here. Of course, down here on the peninsula too. Byzantine Empire is looking pretty strong. Everything else is pretty well broken up at the moment. So all these territories that are controlled by Adamites, I'm able to go after basically for next to nothing because it's a holy war. So we're going after another one of those titles now. Let's go ahead and raise our army. March in and grab it. And this is actually a pretty easy way to conquer parts of Ireland without having to go to war with the very powerful king of Ireland. Okay. We've won that holy war. Put some clothes on. Darn Adamites. My goodness. Scotland gains further territory on the island of Ireland. So the thing holding me back from being able to go to war with Ireland, take that territory, maybe even go after the kingdom itself, is the Irish king's alliance with the king of Aquitaine. Aquitaine's quite powerful. They've got an 11,000-man army. That's totally what's keeping Ireland protected. But the king is 63 years old. If and when he dies, that goes bye-bye. And then we have an opportunity to go after Ireland. So we're just kind of waiting for that. Now, granted, I'm 61, so I'm not too far behind him in age. So we're now 210 years into the game with House Stewart. Here's our current dynasty tree. I've got 4 grandchildren now through my son, Prince Christopher. Another 3 grandchildren through my daughter, who is the Queen of England. And right now those grandchildren are 8, 6, and 3. My grandson's heir to the petty kingdom of Wessex, but not of England because of the way they do England. The title is voted on, and right now it's just not a title that he's going to have an opportunity to get until he gets adulthood, most likely. All right, I need a new chancellor. So I think we'll probably take this episode out until we have a new king. All right, we're going to do some investing in some of our land here. That will allow larger levies, and we'll do that for now. Looking at some of the territories that I personally own at the moment. What else do I have? Inner Hebrides. All right. Always thought the Isle of Skye was quite beautiful from my time there, so I don't mind that. Can't construct a new duchy building right now. Let's do something a little less expensive. Doesn't look like there's much available at the moment. Upgrade the fort. Upgrade our hunters' lodges. Let's do that. Alright, we're going to have a feast in our court. Pope just gave me some money. I lost a bunch of stress, so that's a nice perk of the feast. We've just about filled out all of the learning lifestyle perks. Of course, when you live a long time, you get to do stuff like that. Wonder if Ireland's still got that alliance. Let's see, they do. Alright, so that's not going anywhere quite yet. We can create another duchy, the Duchy of Meth. Let's go ahead and do that. That'll be another one we've got to give out to somebody because we're constantly holding too many duchies. So who can we grant that one to? I don't think I can give another one to my son. How about my son, Prince Michael? Heir to Lothian and Meath as it is. First, let's go ahead and betroth him. Lotharingia, that would be very helpful. Let's do that. And then once we've got the betrothal, then we'll grant him the title. There we go. So we're going to give him Dublin and Meath. Oh, look who no longer has a powerful friend. And we've got more. We've got almost 29,000 men that can be called between our alliances. We don't need any of them, though. Not for this war. So we're going to declare war on him. We're going to use our own rallying point and our own massive army to handle this. 8,300 men without any allies being called. Alright, so that doesn't get us anywhere close to what we need. So we're going to have to go invade Ireland. I'm going to call the King of England to war. It's going to cost me 350 prestige, but I've got almost 8,000 prestige. Just because I want to deal with that army in Ireland or in Scotland while I'm trying to deal with Ireland. All right. A bad omen for 10 years. Well, that's not ideal. But let's go ahead and come back across now. It looks like the King of England's pursuing that Irish army, and they just took care of business big time. Beautiful. Let's enforce our demands. We have finally made Scotland whole. Looks so much better that way, without that little Irish piece right in the middle of it. We're back above the domain limit again. Not a huge deal, though. We'll easily grant that title to someone of the Gallic culture. We now have the ability to pass a high crown authority law. And I feel like we're in a strong enough position to go ahead and do that. Alright, I throw away my covers the moment I feel something brush against my leg, but the swift movement only agitates the spider. Even in the dark room, I recognize the deadly spider. How has it ended up in my bed? So my rival has tried to kill me. That is not going to fly. We're going to deal with that. How about a murder scheme? And it's not particularly able to be successful. There's got to be better ways to do this. Does he actually... he's unlanded, so there's not even anything I can do about that. How about excommunication? Yes. When in doubt, have the Pope go after him. Taking a look at our court grandeur now. Of course, I'm 68 years old, but I'm thinking that with the amount of money we've had lately, it might be time to increase the grandeur of my court. It's going to only drive up the cost by about 1 gold a month. That's certainly worth it. Beautiful. Decent fashion, decent food, middling lodgings, and some servants. Alright, we're going to go after another earldom. I feel like this should be an easy one. Only 1,500 men that we could potentially be facing. Oh, it is a holy war, so other Adamite rulers are going to join. But I'm not too worried about that. It should be a fast one. Yeah, that's it. Bring your armies in here. Not too worried. Ah, we captured the enemy banner. Let's add it to our collection. And there's that. Beautiful. These nudists are making it easy for me one step at a time to conquer Ireland. Let's give this out to someone of the Gaelic culture here in Ireland. So the High Queen of Ireland currently sits in house arrest. I could recruit her to my court. We could gain a weak hook on her. I think we'll do that for now. Not entirely sure what we'll do with that. Let's take a look real quick. Oh, these nudists, my goodness. Doesn't appear to be anything I can do with it at the moment. Looks like the King of France is ripe for declaring war on. He doesn't have much of an army at all. And of course we do. So I can seize this de jure part of my territory by declaring war on the King of France, which I will gladly do. The curse is undone, thank goodness. I have 9,000 men in my standard army at this point. Of course, it rapidly gets expensive to have such an army in the field. We're laying siege to the French capital now. We'll see if that's enough to get this done. 71%. I've got the king's son and heir. So that's a good start, but it's not quite enough to win the war. So we're going to have to go after the king's army. See if we can pursue him here. We got him. Excellent. We actually took the king hostage. Well, now we have the king and his son. Beautiful. I'll take that territory. I'll disband the army. I did go slightly into debt for that one, but we'll make that up through our ransoms. Unless I had to give them back as a condition of the end of the war. I may have. Oh, my daughter's able to marry. Let's go ahead and take a look. She's actually 39 years old. We never married her off. Oh, no, she had a spouse and he died. The King of England. Okay. So their son, the prince, my grandson, did not inherit the throne. Did he inherit anything? He's part of the House of Norfolk, but he did not inherit. So I wonder if I can invite him to my court. Looks like I can. So that's cool. All right, back to my daughter. Who can we marry her off to? Let's go by rank. The Doge of Venice, Duke of Austria, who's 72 years old and is already my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law's chancellor. The Duke of Kent. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go here. And we can't go matrilineal. What can we do that's matrilineal? Although she's not likely to have children, I don't think. Yeah, there's not much here. I think we'll go with the Duke of Kent. Okay, cool. So one of the cool things, features we haven't really talked about much in this game is the memories feature. You can click on any character in the game and see their significant memories going all the way back in their lives. So we can just see, just in the last 25 years, King Christopher's most recent memories, where we can see the wars he fought, we can see the birth of his children, the death of his sisters, his marriages, rivalries, wars that happened. Whoa. I don't remember seeing that happen, though. My grandson Christopher died under mysterious circumstances. It does not say what. But dang, I didn't realize that happened, because my son and heir is 52 years old. He does have another son, who, of course, is probably who I'll end up playing as at some point. Oh, man, I didn't realize that happened. He's married, he's betrothed to the Duchess of Orleans, so that's fantastic news. So the Holy Order that I have in my territory has asked for more land. I'm going to go ahead and grant them that request. I'm surprised I've lived as long as I have. 73 years. It's pretty impressive. So I actually have great-grandchildren now. 3 of them through Juliana, my granddaughter. They're not a part of our house. Neither is this one. I've got 4 great-grandchildren total. And then over here, through my daughter, I see the 5 children I've got there. So it does look like no more children have been born. All right, well, it appears we are near the end. I'm 78 years old, and I've gotten notification I am at death's doorstep. Yeah, I don't think we're going to worry about holding court right now. We're going to wait for death to happen. Man, for somebody who's at death's doorstep, I've lasted quite a while at this rate. I can feel it in my very bones. Death will come for me soon like an old friend. He is patiently waiting to receive me. I will be dead within a year. I'm 79 now. I was born the 14th of January in 1012. We're nearly to the 1100s. It's been an impressive reign. for King Christopher of Scotland. My son, almost 60 years old before he'll be able to inherit the throne. I'm starting to feel like they're lying to me that I'm at death's doorstep. I made it to 80. That's awesome. All right, well, no sooner had I stopped recording than I did indeed pass away. 71 years he was my player-controlled character from the age of 9. I will now inherit as King Christopher II at the age of 60. We're going to stop right there. That's been a lot that happened in that episode. But let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we will be back again soon with another episode. Thanks for watching.